What's going on, chiropractors? Dr. Tony here. Gonna do a quick intro demo. Here's how you use it to its best effectiveness video for the really awesome updated WAP progress exam report of findings folders. Okay, so we are a scan-based office, so you're gonna see how the scans parlay and rock and roll into this. And I'm sitting back in my doctor's office where I do regular report of findings. So this is not actually where we do progress reports. So you're gonna have to just kind of flip the setting on it, but it's the best place for me to be able to record a video. So first off, the setting of where we do all of our progress report of findings is right in the adjusting room. We just schedule an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe if it's a complex autism or epilepsy case, to sit down and go through this progress report on the visit after, of course, the progress exam and scans have been done. So when I first walk into the adjusting room, or one of us docs first walks into the adjusting room, we've got this beautiful folder all put together, all filled out, all of our notes, all of our plans, all of our preparation. Remember from the other training video series we did, success favors the prepared. Everybody prepares so much for the day 2 report of findings, and they half-ass these. These folders they're so darn well done that it should tell you to do a good job with this progress report too. So get your preparation done. So when we walk into the adjusting room and we have these on hand, I actually, in a way, at least in terms of the flow of the conversation, I like to read from the back forward. So right up here on the top part of this, which we have on the day 2, you know, the regular, all our report of findings folders have this because it's so crucial to make this report and communication about them and their language and their challenges. And yes, usually that means symptoms or signs or issues right away, but that's what they want to get rid of, and you can match and meet that conversation and make it about chiropractic, make it about function, make it about neurology, but you can't just leave it off the table. So I actually first like to check in, and I like to say, okay, you know, and we have the paperwork on this, especially at transition, but I like to say, okay, well, how are things coming? So for this case, you're going to see it. It's a real live case we just did last week. This little girl came in, referred to us by another epic pediatric chiropractor in Texas, taking care of her. Then they moved up here, and when she moved up here, chronic, nasty, gnarly strep, sick, anxiety, all that stuff all the time. One of the worst cases of chronic immune and strep challenges we've ever seen. So the number one goal for this mom, for this kiddo coming in, was to stop that nonstop strep infection she had had since last October. I'm shooting this video in the spring. And then she knew that the reason she was having it all the time is a weak, suppressed, broken, subluxated immune system. So she wanted to boost the immune system and the girl's confidence. When this little girl's sick all the time, of course, it breaks her will as an 8-year-old little girl. So she wanted to see her girl's confidence back. And then she also, and this all fits into the subluxation and what we know about the spine and the nervous system, she wanted her to also have less stress, tension, aches, and all this stuff that this little girl was going through. So the reason I say in a progress report I like to read these back to forward is, honestly, it starts the conversation checking in on the progress of how they're doing in a subjective manner, and we lead, match, enter, and then explain, relate, connect those challenges to the objective findings, which is what this whole scan and exam was all about. So then we open the sucker up, and I'm sitting knee to knee or sitting right next to them at this point. You know, they're probably sitting on the adjusting bench or the one next to it, and I'm, you know, knee to knee with them. And we're reading left to right, right? I mean, chronologically, that just makes sense. That's why these are now so beautifully built with the verticality to them. It just makes it even smoother than forever. It was top down, made sense too. Left, right, smoother, slicker, easier, more effective, okay? So this case is absolutely awesome, right? So her thermal scans from a month ago lit up like a Christmas tree. You can see why this kid had chronic strep. She had this nasty counter-rotation, irritation, subluxation process up top, you know, emergency C-section, tough birth. You want to know how to fix and take care of all that and communicate that, go to Epic Peds. And then, sorry, popped in, had to. We're the best of the best at taking care of these kids. That's why they're here. Then over here, this is where she was a month after, you know, care and getting everything taken care of and working and clearing. And we just see how much more the scans have cleared. So you be you and write in what you want to write. We're very authentic. We're us with our communication, and we just use our authentic, true voice at all times. So yes, I wrote in on there, boom, with an exclamation point and underlined, because just amazing, awesome changes. We explain here, okay, now the gut's waking up a little bit, because this is the area of the spine, the nervous system that deals with that. So it fits a chronic immune on antibiotics for 3 to 4 months. lot of healing needs to go on with the gut, so we've woken that up. And the body and innate are getting to work on that right now. So explain that. That's a good thing. It's not a negative thing. Make sense of that. Let her know. We're going to really be kind of focusing some adjustments in areas down there over the next month of care. Remember, this is a progress checkpoint, so we're not done with restoration at the beginning of care. We're just checking in midway through whatever the plan is. So we're explaining here's the good, the change, the positive. Here's what's waking up and happening. So we're going to really stay on top of this. We're going to now really focus on this. So the plan of attack to continue, we've hit actually a bunch of these goals already for this little girl. Now we want to put space and distance. We want to see stability and slack in the nervous system for this kiddo. So she's good to go through the spring and forever. So we're going to simply check stay the course. The wording on here backs up everything you should be saying out loud, that the progress is rocking. We're staying right on track with the original care plan and the goals. They're happy. We're happy. Don't even need to add any more recommendations to this case because things are rocking and rolling. But I'll just explain that, then we'll wrap this video up. What this is for is if you do get to a progress checkpoint or something and you need that patient to do something a little bit more or different on the outside, maybe take a probiotic or a vitamin D supplement or whatever it may be that you kind of want to add into the care plan. We are very super chiropractic focused around here, and so many of our patients are already doing all that stuff and know of it and have it before they meet us. So we don't always and usually fill much out here because we're usually right on course and don't need to do anything. But you could add any extra stuff that you want to there. That's the whole point of that. And again, just to relate the whole scan folder to you or the progress folder to you. Lastly, if you wanted to, let's say the scans are stuck or the case isn't quite responding and doing what you need to and you need to add a little bit more time, or you're going to change the frequency of visits, you're going to go up, or you're going to go down, you're going to change something from the original plan. That's what this analogy means here, and check the box of take the detour. Then you would just explain that here in the recommendations and of course verbally, and have the patient follow that now detoured plan. For us, that probably happens where we pride ourselves on really great care planning and putting together the full package, not whistling out, but really making sure the patients are getting what they need every turn of the dial. So that probably only happens for us 5% or less of the time, but I sure am glad that it's on there and easily explained and checked and put in play when it's there. So that's why we have it. All right, that's the long version of this one. There you go.